And our next lunchtime story is going to be Sammy Spider's New Friend, written by Sylvia A. Rouss and illustrated by Catherine Janice Kahn. I hope you enjoy it. We love our Sammy Spider stories in the monkey class. Welcoming new neighbors. Sammy Spider dangled from his web next to an open window in the Shapiro's kitchen. Josh was helping Mrs. Shapiro mix batter in a bowl. "What are they doing?" Sammy called to his mother, who was busy spinning a web on the ceiling. "They are making a cake for the new family moving in next door," answered Mrs. Spider. Sammy listened. "When the cake is done," Mrs. Shapiro told Josh, "we'll take it over to welcome our new neighbors who have just moved here from Israel." "Can we bake a cake too?" Sammy asked his mother. "Silly little Sammy," she answered. "Spiders don't bake cakes. Spiders spin webs." Just then, Mr. Shapiro came into the kitchen. "Should we also bring a loaf of bread and some salt?" he asked. "It's a Jewish custom to bring these when someone moves into a new home," he explained to Josh. "It is our wish that they may enjoy many happy meals together." "Why don't we bring pita and hummus?" suggested Josh. "Pita is Israeli bread and hummus is a salty dip." "What a great idea," said his dad. Sammy wished he could welcome the new neighbors too. He gazed out the window and watched the men unloading boxes from a large truck. Suddenly, a breeze snapped a strand of the webbing and carried the little spider high into the air. "Mother, I'm flying!" Sammy shouted with glee. "Try to catch me!" "Silly little Sammy, spiders don't fly. Spiders spin webs." Mrs. Spider watched helplessly as the breeze swept Sammy out the window. He drifted into the neighbor's yard and landed gently in the branches of a tree. "Come back when the wind calms down," she called to him. Sammy heard someone crying. He lowered himself on a strand of webbing. A small boy was sitting against the trunk of the tree, weeping softly. The boy looked up and saw Sammy. "Shalom, Akavish," he said, drying his eyes. Sammy remembered that people in Israel spoke Hebrew. He knew that shalom could mean hello or goodbye, but he didn't know the meaning of the word Akavish. The boy seemed so sad that Sammy decided to spin a web to cheer him up. He spun faster and faster, and soon the little boy began to smile. "I've made a new friend," thought Sammy, "and he looks happy to have a new friend too." As Sammy finished his web, he saw the Shapiros come up the walkway. Mrs. Shapiro was carrying a cake, Mr. Shapiro was carrying pita and hummus, and Josh was carrying a blanket, a bat, and a ball. When the little boy saw the visitors, he ran inside to get his mother and father. The families introduced themselves. The little boy, whose name was Moti, helped Josh spread the blanket under the tree. Everyone sat down to enjoy the food and to get to know each other. Afterwards, Sammy watched Josh and Moti play ball. They took turns on the big tree swing, and when they got tired, they settled down to a game of checkers. Sammy was happy to see Josh and Moti laughing and having fun together. When the Shapiros got ready to leave, Sammy waited as Josh folded the blanket and tossed it over his shoulder. The little spider climbed on to catch a ride home. "Goodbye, friend." Moti turned to Josh. "Shalom, Haver," he said in Hebrew, and Josh responded in English, "Goodbye, friend." Then Moti smiled up at Sammy and winked. Shalom, Akavish. I guess Haver means friend, but what does Akavish mean? Sammy wondered as he snuggled into the blanket. Mrs. Spider was waiting in her web when Sammy returned. Mother, I made a new friend today. His name is Moti and he speaks Hebrew. I watched him play ball with Josh, and when I left, he said, Shalom Akavish. I know what shalom means, but I don't know the word Akavish. Maybe I can find out next time I see him. Can I play ball with him tomorrow? Silly little Sammy, laughed Mrs. Spider. And Akavish doesn't play ball, and Akavish spins webs. Thank you so much for listening to Sammy Spider's new friend today. I hope you enjoyed silly little Sammy and his new friend Moti. All right, friends, I will see you next time. Mwah! Shalom.